Hi everyone, my name is Megan Mazingo. Thank you so much for joining the tester group for the Mazingo Medicinal Spirituality Tea line. That's kind of a mouthful to say, but it's so much fun, and I really feel the Lord kind of dropped this into my spirit. There's a huge need for people to be able to root into their own humanity and use gifts that God has given them through the earth to bring forward their spirit. Sometimes their spirit's hiding, sometimes their spirit can't come forward. I've noticed a lot on my podcast, some of the listeners are unfamiliar with spirit ministry or ministry to the human spirit, or even children's spirits, or spirits in general that are human. We need this specifically, but especially for people who come from a high trauma background. Sometimes the spirit has to be safe enough in order to come forward. So the SpiritualiTEA line does just that. We root back into the herbs, the earth, that are cleansed, that are clean. These herbs have been blessed. These herbs have been prayed over. These herbs are not covenanted to God's goddesses. They're not singing the praises of themselves. They're singing the praises of God the Father, their creator. So the purpose of this tea is to allow for the spirit to be able to come forward as the body and the soul connect with God's gifts to us through medicine, through these herbs that he's created for our bodies and for our spirit too. So that's the purpose of this tea. Who are we working with? We want to work with people who have been on an inner healing journey. This tea isn't going to be a tea that's just kind of for the masses. It's very targeted for a specific person on a specific healing journey with Jesus. We're not getting into anything that could possibly hurt that process. We really want to hone in the fact that this is an experience with Jesus. Literally, we were drinking tea with Jesus and asking our spirit to come forward. And then from there, our spirit provides us information as to how to function or how to flow better or how to receive ministry. And I'll give you guys some stories as to what I've even seen just in the beginning formulation processes of testing it on my own family, my husband, my children, myself. That's a big one. Okay, so we'll get into that in just a second. Facebook group. If you're seeing this, it's probably either on Facebook or via an email. I know some people are moving off of Facebook with very valid reasons. That's great. That's why you will also be receiving an email as well. There's different avenues that people receive content. I want to make sure that no one's left out. So you're going to be receiving this information via email and via the Facebook group. The Facebook group is going to be where we will interact with each other and give our feedback. There's also going to be a button in the email for people who might not be on Facebook for them to provide feedback as well. I have created pictures for each tea, each individual spirit portion tea, starting with profit. So in the Facebook group, you're going to want to go to those specific threads, and there's going to be a copy and paste feedback questionnaire. You just copy and paste it and fill in your answers. That's going to be the most beneficial for receiving feedback. And there's going to be things that we need to know, like color. What was the color? Here's an example of Prophet Tea. This is Prophet Tea. I double dosed it because I like mine strong. I want to make sure that color is within reason on the spectrum of red. If it's really, really light, like a tan color, that's not going to work. We're using light because light is the therapy. Color is the therapy that we're going to be using to connect with the spirit, with our human spirit, and with Jesus, who is the light of the world. So many different things that go into that. Okay, so what I'm looking for as well are small shifts that you notice when drinking this tea. And you can drink it on the go. You can drink it as you're going about your day, but just notice certain small shifts. So an example of this would be I drink teacher tea. And as I was drinking teacher tea, I was also doing formulations for each individual tea. And my daughter, bless her, she's so bubbly and so interested in learning. And usually I do not have what am I trying to say here? Usually I don't allow her a ton of freedom to meddle with herbs. But when I was drinking teacher tea, I was like, sure, why don't you go get my entire bucket of herbs and just pick whatever ones you want and learn. And the whole premise of that was allowing her to learn, where like another portion of my spirit was saying, oh no, I've got to make sure I control this entire thing, which was give her. So there's a lot of different ways that you're going to be able to receive shifts and see, okay, my spirit is partnered here with this task that I'm doing, especially with mothering or parenting or work or spirit ministry, or even just your own healing journey. There's been times when I've drank some of these teas recently as I've been formulating, where different parts of me have surfaced, not personalities, not like DID. That can happen. However, there are certain portions of us that need healing and they've not been able to receive because it maybe not have been the right timing for them to receive, or it could just be that they've been so buried that they needed something to help bring them forward. So I just bless those portions to come forward and feel safe enough to engage and receive from Jesus. Let's talk about DID. Some of the testers in this group may be DID, and we bless you and we're excited that you're here. All parts of you, all portions of you, we're excited that you're here. We want to know how your portions, how your parts are receiving and responding to these specific teas. A lot of times, if there's been SRA involved, their spirit is not present or available. So we're trying to get information as to how we can better serve our survivor community to bring ministry to their spirit and to their body and to their soul. We'll find out more as we go along, but your feedback is very, very important. Okay, when we're listening, we want to know if you are able to hear your spirit talk or share or engage. If you aren't able to, that's not a problem. We just need to know that information. That way we can better facilitate literature and ministry via written word, audio, all of that kind of stuff as other people are drinking the tea. So the more details you could give us, the better off this is going to be. We also want to know how long you've been working with your spirit and having Jesus minister to your spirit, either if that's doing it yourself on your own with you and Jesus and your spirit, or if that's been with a coach or someone that has facilitated ministry to you, maybe a friend. We want to know all of that. Okay, we also, if you feel comfortable enough sharing your encounters with Jesus, this is my favorite part. We want to know those encounters with Jesus because it's by our testimony, the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony, that we gain authority and we gain better access to the Spirit and better understanding of our entire makeup and our entire being. So that's what we would like to hear if you feel comfortable sharing. Some people may not feel comfortable sharing, and that's okay. But it does help us just for even edification purposes. Your story does matter and your voice does matter, so we want to hear your story and we want you to feel freedom to release your voice in a safe space. Okay, so we got through that. That is what the intention of the Facebook group is for. So some logistical stuff, we're going to be shipping these teas out, and there will be a PayPal link emailed, but there will also be a PayPal link in the Facebook group for you to just click and send the cost of shipping. We'll have all of that spelled out in a email and on the Facebook post. When shipping funds have been received, then that will open up the ability for us to go ahead and get you your teas. When you receive your tea, you're going to, let me go get my tea real quick because I have a little package I want to show you. Okay, I'm back. So when you receive your tea, you're going to receive 7 packages like this. Inside will be a tea bag, and your tea bag, it's going to be labeled with what spirit portion is in that bag. You're going to get your tea bag. This is 1 serving of tea, and I'm assuming that this might come untied. You're going to want to make sure that this little drawstring is tied around your herbs or your tea bag. Otherwise, your herbs might get in your water and the tea experience might not be as pleasant to some people. If that happens, you can just either strain them out or scoop them out or eat them or whatever you want to do. Cool thing about all of the herbs, throw them back into the earth. The earth needs nutrients because we are not giving the earth the nutrients that it needs. And you can compost these, you can recycle them, you can do what you want to do with the herbs afterwards. So that is the tea. Again, you're going to want to make sure color is within the spectrum of red or orange, yellow. Anyways, you get the idea. With the picture that I posted of the rainbow teas, those were diluted. So your tea should be a little bit deeper than those infusions I made. You can drink this hot, you can drink it cold, you can add more water to it. The point of it is to use color to bring forward the spirit and to also use the herbs to help nurture the spirit, the mind, the body, connect us back to what we were created, the material that we were created with, which is earth material that God breathed into. So that is the nuts and bolts of this tester group. Again, I'm really excited about this. We will be releasing blessings for the portions of your spirit, and you'll receive those as we create them. There will be 7. And so this whole tester process can take anywhere from a week to 2 weeks, depending on your journey and how your pace, how fast or slow you want to move. We'd really like to have all of the information ready and available 2 weeks after you receive it. That way we can push forward the line for full launch. So again, I'm so excited about this. Blessings to you, and I genuinely mean that from the bottom of our heart. You guys are like a first fruits group, and with that, there might even be, well, not might, there will be options for affiliate marketing should you choose to do that if you have a really great experience, which means a little bit of income for you guys as well. I fully believe that God is an abundant God, and when there's grace on something, there's grace not just for one person, but for everybody to have that abundance. So just keep that in the back of your head. Y'all will be the first people who are notified when the affiliate program rolls out. So I will talk to you guys soon.